10/16, October 2004. CM Punk vs. Samoa Joe, round 2. The first round was 6-12, Dayton, Ohio. Nobody won. It was a 60-minute time limit draw. The unstoppable monster, Samoa Joe, couldn't pin the immovable object, CM Punk. So here we are in Chicago. That's the big difference. Chicago, Illinois, my hometown, my backyard, if you will. You know, anybody who's a tough guy in any sport, any walk of life will tell you they know how to fight. They've gotten their ass kicked time and time again. And I've gotten my ass handed to me plenty of times. You know, it used to be I'd go to high school, I'd get beat up in the hallway. I'd get beat up after school in the parking lot. One particular time, a couple of kids came to my house. They rang my doorbell. I was in the middle of eating dinner with my parents. I stepped outside, and I fought, and I scraped, and I clawed. And I didn't look pretty after it was over, but I won. That's the big difference. They came to my house. This is my house. This is Chicago, Illinois. This is where I was trained. This is where I was born. This is where I was raised. I'm probably gonna die here someday. So Joe, anybody watching this, my best friend Ches is gonna be in the crowd tonight. We got 2 legends, Mick Foley and one who's gone 60 minutes with the best in the business on more than one occasion, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, in attendance. So those of you sitting in the crowd and those of you at home watching this who know me, think for one single second that I'm not going to capitalize on all these points. You don't know me. You're sadly mistaken. This is my home court. Joe, you picked the fight. You just rang my doorbell. And I dare you to try to beat me in Chicago, Illinois. I dare you to try to pin me or submit me in my own hometown. It's not gonna happen, Joe. Your damn near 2-year title reign ends tonight. History in the making. Chicago, Illinois, 10/16/2004. 51st Ring of Honor show. New champion, CM Punk.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. You know, last night, thanks to your little chops and your arm drags, you made Generation Next look like complete retards. We lost to the Second City Saints. What we said we were going to do, we couldn't do because of you. I don't know what you don't understand, old man, but our time is now. Your time has been long gone. We'll take care of you another time. Austin Aries isn't here tonight because last night he took that Pepsi plunge. We can afford to not have him here tonight. We can afford to not be at full strength for one night. Because I think, as we've proven, Chicago is our city. Last time we were here, we made an impact. We beat down the Second City Saints. We beat down Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And furthermore, I believe I beat down Jimmy Jacobs, which leads me to wonder why in the world you would want to make a challenge for an I Quit match. You're like a gnat, Jimmy. You're like a fly, a pest that I can't get rid of. Tonight, I'm going to get rid of you. Tonight, I promise, you're never, ever going to want another match with Alex Shelley. But on a more interesting note, we've had 2 factions in Ring of Honor on their way to a collision course. And tonight is the first meeting between those 2 factions as my man Jack Evans and Roderick Strong take on the Rottweilers. We may not have been able to beat the Second City Saints last night, but I guarantee that in the face of adversity, we will rise to the top. And by rising to the top, I mean we're going to declare our dominance over the Rottweilers.
Come on now, the Rottweilers ain't hood. Y'all gonna get served. And you know this, men.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Chicago Ridge, Illinois, right outside downtown Chicago. We are ready here for the opening match. I am Jimmy Bauer, joined by Mark Nolte. We didn't get a chance to do any introduction or commentary for the opener between TJ Dalton and Davey Andrews as the Carnage crew got involved. So we just got it out of the way here as Jay Lethal is ready to take on Delirious.
Another experience for Jay Lethal as he takes on perhaps the most unusual and unorthodox wrestler that he's faced at this point. Jay Lethal, of course, coming off an impressive showing but a loss last night to Chad Collier, where Delirious on the winning side of a tag team match, teaming up with Jimmy Jacobs to beat Special K. Delirious with a Hurricanrana.
Nice takedown and a big clothesline there. Delirious taking it to Lethal with his unorthodox style. Pinning combination. 2 count.
Hooks both legs. And this is something that I don't think Jay Lethal is going to be as met anybody as unorthodox as Delirious.
And Delirious is a guy with the face of a lizard man. It doesn't get more unorthodox than that. Well, at least that's the rumor going around.
Well, you're all about the lizard face, aren't you?
I gotta see this guy without the mask on. I gotta see if he really does have that lizard face. Jay Lethal with a 2 count there. Lethal, some impressive showings lately. Took Low-Key to the limit on October 2nd at Midnight Express Reunion.
I thought the Chad Collier match last night at ROH Gold was one of the most underrated matches on that whole card.
Great match there as ROH celebrated its 50th show, Golden Show. We're here at show number 51.
Snap suplex and a beauty by Lethal. Lethal, of course, finds a little bit of a target on his back. When you are the protege of Samoa Joe, the ROH champion, sometimes people try to send a message through Jay Lethal.
Well, that's exactly what Low-Key did at Midnight Express Reunion. Delirious now catching Lethal and plants him, turns him over. Delirious very impressive in this bout.
Looks like he wants to go for a cross-legged STF. Instead for a cross-leg. Oh, now he's just going to rake the face and gouge the face.
Referee calling for a break.
I think he would have broken that hold anyway because he was all in the face.
A very important match for both men here. Delirious trying to earn a full-time job in ROH, trying to establish himself in the roster. Hasn't won a singles match yet. Jay Lethal, despite some impressive victories, particularly over Matt Striker at Glory by Honor 3, is on a losing streak, so he needs to turn things around.
Yeah.
Nice leg lariat by Lethal.
Yeah, you can only get so far on moral victories. Now, to Jay Lethal's credit, one of the reasons that Lethal has not won as many matches lately as he could is because he's faced men with more experience and bigger reputations. He's facing Low-Key. He's facing Chad Collier. He's facing guys that frankly are better than he is right now at this point in his career.
Heck, he almost defeated Too Cold Scorpio in a 4-corner survival with that dragon suplex. I mean, it doesn't get much bigger than that.
But you don't get better by facing men as good as you are, or by facing undercard guys. You get better by facing guys better than you.
Scorpio was so impressed with Lethal that he endorsed him after the match. Lethal has been frustrated against Alex Shelley, though.
Everybody gets frustrated against Alex Shelley, including Jimmy Jacobs, who we're going to see later on tonight in an I Quit match. Hurricanrana off the top rope.
Delirious is playing for the win here.
Come on. Delirious, what do you say?
Now, Delirious, as you mentioned, hasn't won a singles match in ROH and doesn't want to be the guy that Jay Lethal snaps his losing streak against. There's an extra pressure that comes with that.
Delirious is a talented competitor, very unorthodox as we're seeing right now. Speaking in tongues, flopping around. But he wants a full-time job here in Ring of Honor and he's trying to earn it. Both men pounding each other with those forearm strikes.
Jimmy Jacobs got the victory last night, but I don't think if Delirious had as good of a night as he had, I don't think they would have beaten Special K. I thought Delirious was the difference in that match.
Hard chops. Lethal now with the advantage, but Delirious pushes him off and takes a breather on the outside. Avoids Lethal trying that baseball slide, but is the recipient of some more chops.
Boy, testing the strength of that guardrail. Delirious.
He looks to be going airborne. Lethal cuts him off. These two guys are really tearing it up in the first official match of the night. Carnage Crew using the opener to send a message to Mick Foley, Enmoff, and Whitmer. But right now, what's going on? Delirious slingshot himself backwards, causing Lethal to suffer pain on the ropes.
Now Delirious wants to come off the top rope.
Somersault cannonball on the Lethal. These guys are putting it all on the line.
Jay Lethal learning that there are no easy nights in ROH. Just because you have a good match against a Chad Collier or a Low-Key or a Too Cold Scorpio doesn't mean it's an automatic victory over Delirious.
Delirious going for a splash. Lethal moves. Big clothesline. Turns him over. Gets the 2 count, but not quite enough.
Lethal looks very comfortable with a high-impact offense a la Samoa Joe. Those chops are on target.
Delirious that corner to corner. He's got him over for that dragon suplex. Delirious saves himself by grabbing the ropes. Back elbows his way out of the move. This could be Delirious' chance. It's that dropkick to the back of Lethal. The former member of Special K is in trouble. What the hell did he just say?
No idea.
Lethal now. Nice swinging neck breaker.
Well, it's going to be Lethal mounting the top rope.
Can Samoa Joe's protege capitalize? Met with an ace crusher. This is Delirious' chance to score his first win in a minor upset here. Gets the splash on the back, turns him over.
No! 2 7/8.
This whole crowd in Chicago thought it was it.
Jay Lethal learning that nobody takes him for granted. Nobody is overlooking him.
Delirious hits a running forearm. Oh, another 2 count.
Jay Lethal's not going to sneak up on anybody. Delirious has him scouted. Delirious has had counters for the Dragon Suplex and some of the other of Jay Lethal's moves. And Delirious looking to score a big victory here.
Delirious having words with Sinclair, but now he's back on with those forearms. No, Lethal pulls him in. Dragon, there it is. Delirious lands on his head. Cover. That's it. Big win for Jay Lethal, who gets back on track.
"60 minutes, punker. 60 minutes. In the span of 60 minutes, you proved one thing, and that you couldn't beat me. Tonight in your hometown, Chicago, Illinois, the birthplace of the straight edge hero, you think you have the advantage. You think you got my number. You think you can take what's mine. Punk, unfortunately for you, you fail to realize one thing. In 60 minutes, you failed. And tonight, you'll fail again.
Women's action making its return to ROH. We have not seen a women's match on a main show in Ring of Honor since, well, Alexis Marie left in 2003. We got Tracy Brooks, CM Punk's girlfriend, a very gifted athlete, against Daisy Hayes, who you normally see in the corner of Matt Seidel.
Both of these women can wrestle. We're going to see a wrestling match here, as we noticed with the fireman's carry.
Not only that, both
Or
these
firewoman's
women,
carry.
there you go. Both these women are coming into this match with something to prove, as they want to get women's wrestling back on the map here in ROH, prove it belongs on the main shows, and prove that they can compete and fight and show athletic action just like the men.
Well, and there are women out there that are good athletes in all sports, not just professional wrestling. And we're seeing a lot more women's action in all sports. You know, you look at women's basketball, especially college women's basketball, that does good ratings on ESPN from time to time.
And look at this back and forth. They're looking really good here, and I'm not just talking about their looks. This is some good wrestling.
Yeah, that's fine wrestling, and we've seen good chain wrestling from the start.
The crowd showing their appreciation. They are winning over the crowd. You want to talk about women's soccer? That's becoming huge.
Especially at the University of North Carolina. Yes, it does scare me. I know who won the women's NCAA soccer championship.
Right now,
Greco-Roman knuckle lock. Now it's going to be interesting to see because Tracy obviously has the size advantage here.
she is curvy in all the right places. Trying not to get too sexist though, but it's hard when these women are as hot as they are. Beautiful bridge by Daisy Hayes.
Monkey flips her way out of the Greco-Roman knuckle lock. Now actually holds on to it, crosses the arms, and a shoulder stretch.
Brooks tries to bridge her way out, caught again.
Double hooks the legs.
Daisy Hayes pulling out some very good hitting combinations here, almost scoring the victory in the early going.
Daisy Hayes looks like she has the quickness advantage to offset the size advantage. Knee to the midsection. Gut wrench salto.
That'll slow Hayes down. Another cover. These women are going for the victory in this important match for women's wrestling.
Give both these women credit. They're coming out here and wrestling, and they're executing at a very high level.
This is no diva search.
Praise Jesus.
These girls know how to fight.
And wrestle, not just fight. It's not just, you know, women rolling around, grabbing each other's hair. We're seeing good wrestling holds.
Hayes now fighting back, showing some heart and spirit. Blocks the clothesline attempt, scores with that forearm. Brooks is down, and we got a cover.
Both women showing some aggressiveness. I think the thing that is impressing me the most here is the execution. You haven't seen any mistakes, and you haven't seen any sloppy execution.
Hayes, nice drop kick off the top. Cover. Hook in the leg, two good fundamentals.
Forget about how good these women look. These women need to be respected as athletes and competitors.
Here we go!
What's Hayes going for here? Brooks shoots her off, perhaps has a stunner attempt. Hayes now tries for that stunner again. Brooks once again pushes her off, scoops her up.
You saw a fireman's carry earlier. That time she wanted to go for the ace crusher, the reversal.
There's the stunner. Oh, Brooks with a big lariat. And gets the pin.
What a terrific match by both these women.
It's Four Corner Survival time. This is a weekend of Four Corner Survivals. We have Trent Acid wearing the 10-cent ring gear. What's up with that? Did he just wake up today? Matt Seidel in the green and black, Josh Daniels in the red and yellow, and Angel Dust wearing the red. Angel Dust shaking hands, the member of Special K, just like Dixie, showing that he's getting more serious, showing that he wants to win.
I think Angel Dust is shocked that he's not the worst dressed man in the ring.
What is up with Trent Acid?
He has lost his mind.
Not only that, but he lost to Matt Seidel last night in that upset. Josh Daniels dropping the four-corner survival last night. He needs a win to get back on his feet.
Jimmy, you bring this up all the time, and it's absolutely the truth. If you don't have your head straight every night in Ring of Honor, you're going to be in the ring with somebody that can beat you. And that's what Trent Acid found out last night. Is Trent Acid a better wrestler than Matt Seidel? Is he more experienced? Is he more talented? Probably, and probably. But what happened?
Seidel definitely scored the upset there. You have really four guys here who are desperate for a win. Angel Dust needs to break that Special K losing streak. Josh Daniels, he lost last night. He can't afford to lose 2 matches in one weekend. You might not see him again in ROH. Matt Seidel wants to keep his momentum going after the upset. And Trent Acid, he's really been down in the dumps lately too. Ever since that Samoa Joe title match where he got injured early and lost, the one on August the 7th that tested the limit, he has really been in a downward spiral. And he needs to break that in a big way right here in Chicago. Four-corner survival, the first fall wins it.
Angel Dust trying to break the momentum a little bit of, Daniels. I thought Angel Dust looked very impressive in the tag team match last night at ROH Gold.
Special K, they gotta be close to winning. Nice back and forth here. And there's Angel Dust rolling him up. 2 count only. Another cover. You can tell both these men know that they need the victory. More quickness, but Daniels rolls him up. 2 count. Grabs the side headlock. Josh Daniels, a very hard hitter, very sound fundamentally.
Well, Josh Daniels is a man, if he can put together a couple of wins, that will get in line to challenge for the Pure title.
He needs those wins, though. These guys are really fighting for a job when you get right down to it.
Matt Seidel coming off the victory over Trent Acid last night. If he wins this match tonight, where does he play? Where does he go on the rankings?
Well, that could earn him a plane ticket to the East Coast shows. That could earn him a full-time job. Angel Dust trying to fight out of that headlock. Seidel very quick, lands on his feet. Angel Dust just as quick, takes him over with the side headlock.
Angel Dust last night was, teaming up with Izzy, and I thought Angel Dust in particular shined to that match against Delirious and Jimmy Jacobs.
Dixie and Angel Dust coming off on the losing streak. Of course, Izzy's strung out on drugs somewhere. Seidel trying to get out of the hold. Gets bed with a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker.
I know I'm not supposed to root for people, but do you root for Special K a little bit just because their effort has been so good?
They are showing the right attitude, and that backbreaker is impressive. Angel Dust has really looked good lately, particularly that Jimmy Rave match at Scramble Cage Melee. As Trent Acid tags himself in, gets cocky with Angel Dust, he should be concerned with the man in the ring. And that's why Seidel catches him.
Well, Matt Seidel certainly isn't going to be intimidated by Trent Acid after last night.
But Acid just flung him up over the top. Seidel lands hard on the floor. That was pretty brutal. Josh Daniels now coming in. No tag, though. The ref letting it go.
Of course, Trent Acid had that long streak in multi-person matches. As a matter of fact, declared himself the king of the multi-person match. And
that came to a grinding halt at Scramble Cage Melee. What an unbelievable bout that was. One of the craziest matches I've ever seen, and it's gotten crazy here.
Matt Seidel with the double stomp to the back of Daniel's neck while taking out Acid with the sledgehammer all the way to the floor.
Very impressive by Seidel.
Seidel's is the one that's coming into this match with the most momentum. If he figures out a way to win this.
Angel Dust showing he won't be denied with that moonsault to the floor.
We saw earlier, Becky is not above getting involved to distract the referee either, so keep that in mind for perhaps later in this match.
There was a rookie in that water.
Acid taking Daniels into the ring. I've lost track who the legal man is. I don't know if Gary Moyer has or not.
I think it's Acid and Daniels, but don't quote me on that.
Acid flinging all three men in the ring, telling them to fight each other, and Daniels is just chopping everyone down. Acid almost serving as a lumberjack, tosses Seidel back in, and he goes down.
I don't understand that strategy by Acid to walk up and point to his chin.
I don't understand that ring gear or half of what Acid is doing these days.
I understand the drop kick. That was pretty.
You can't doubt Acid's ability, as you see there with a nice Blue Thunder driver. Acid has all the ability in the world. He just has to get his head on straight. He's letting these recent frustrations get to him.
Now it's going to be Daniels and Acid, the legal men in the ring.
Oh, hold on. Angel Dust just blind tagged himself in. So we have Daniels and Angel Dust as the legal man. Brutal kicks. But Daniels catches that one. Daniels is a hard hitter. Proves it with that chop.
Josh Daniels, in my opinion, is the one that has the most writing on this match. Josh Daniels is, as we've talked about before, a potential contender for the pure title, but he needs a win here more than anybody else.
He can't afford to lose on 2 shows in a row. He might be dropped from the roster. What's Seidel doing? Shooting star lands on his feet though. Planted with a power. Once again, the ref losing control. German by Daniels. Acid is his finish on Seidel. And Gary Moore counted the pin on Angel Dust. They were the legal men. Good call by Moore. Acid frustrated once again. Josh Daniels gets the much needed victory.
it's been a long time. Last night in Dayton, Ohio, you also issued a challenge. You issued a challenge at your hardcore wrestlers against my more skilled pure wrestlers. You issued that challenge last night in Dayton, Ohio, and I gave you an answer, and that's why we're here tonight, because I feel that my guys, I don't feel are better than your guys, or your guys are better than my guys, but I do feel that my style of wrestling is better than yours. That is why we're here tonight, and that's why I answered the challenge, but I also wanted to put you over. That the style of hardcore wrestling reminds me of garbage wrestling. Well, last night in Dayton, Ohio, you said you put the icing on the cake because you used the garbage can in that match. Beat a guy with it, use that garbage can, hammer him with it, and beat him with it. You sort of put the icing on the cake when it comes to garbage wrestling. As a matter of fact, I feel that you epitomizes garbage wrestling as a whole. As a matter of fact, today I got an email, Nick, from the Chicago Sanitation Department telling me that when your next novel fails, that they got a job for you to back them over their garbage. I think I heard Steamboat tell a joke. My ears deceived me for the first time in his illustrious career to make Steamboat actually say something entertaining. Hey, believe it or not, Rick, I'm here to put you over as well. I remember 1989, wrestling fans don't come much bigger than me. And I remember you winning a title. Right here in Chicago, Illinois. It's your boy Ric Flair. One of the great true wrestling bouts of all time. Ric Flair. As a matter of fact, Steamboat, you may be one of the, no, you're not one of them. You may be the single greatest pure wrestler of all time. You can clap a little out of that for Rick and Steamboat. Danny, BJ, am I right or isn't saying somebody's the greatest pure wrestler of all time kind of like saying they're the greatest soft-core porno actor of all time? Hey, look, Steamboat, it's just not the real deal. You see the problem with you see a garbage can, you call it garbage wrestling. You don't see the guts they show, you don't see the intestine, you don't see the testicular fortitude. That's because in your little mind, you think the polar opposite of hardcore is pure wrestling. Whereas we all know the opposite of hardcore is softcore, starring you. Ricky the softcore dragon. Well, I'd like to know, Steamboat, for 15 years since that big match in Chicago, how much longer do you intend to ride the coattails of a washed-up loser like Nature Boy Ric Flair? anything like Ric Flair. No, you're damn right I'm no Ric Flair. I don't have a banana nose. I don't have horse teeth. I don't come around the ring looking like Barbara Bush and drag. That was funny 15 years ago when Terry Funk said that. But in that case, let me add a few of my own. No, I am no Ric Flair because I never kissed Triple H's ass. I'm no Ric Flair because I never carried Batista's bags. I'm no Ric Flair because every once in a while I actually say something different. I'm no Ric Flair because I actually put my body on the line. I didn't do stupid things like this. I am no Ric Flair, and thank God for that. You ever need to stick a needle in my ass to keep my tits from flopping in the wind? No, I'm no Ric Flair. Because I don't draw comparisons between my genitals and a Disney theme park ride. And most of all, Steamboat, I am no Ric Flair because when my time was up, I knew it was time to step aside for the sake of younger, hungrier, better wrestlers. I walked out, you did the same. You did the same. You walked out your prime. And that Ric Flair has stuck around another 15 years. Held people back. And that's why I'm here to endorse the new hardcore legends. Dan Moff and BJ Whitmer. That's why I'm here. You answer my challenge, and I'm saying to you, yeah, you're damn right. We're gonna find out what the better style is. Your softcore and your pure wrestlers. Or my hardcore viewers. Let's go.
Wow, I can't believe what we just heard. I'm speechless after those things that Foley and Steamboat said to each other.
I haven't seen Ricky Steamboat that intense since he bounced Lex Luger, steroided up ass all over Chicago.
Whoa, Mark, you're getting in the... Wow, I'm not going to touch that one either. Just like that Flair comment. Oh, whoa. Well, anyways, we got a match going on. We have Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's Pure Wrestling team of Nigel McGuinness in the ring right now in the blue and Chad Collier against Mick Foley's Hardcore team of BJ Whitmer in the ring and Dan Moff. Ring of Hardcore is here in Chicago. It's led by Mick Foley. Ricky Steamboat here to prove that Pure Wrestling is better.
Or softcore wrestling, if you will. Let's talk a little bit about pedigrees here. Nigel McGuinness, the bleach blonde in the ring with the deep arm drag on BJ Whitmer, is actually a protege of, originally from England, is actually a protege of Les Thatcher. Now he's going to tag out to Chad Collier. Chad Collier is a protege of the Malenko camp, Dean and Joe Malenko. BJ Whitmer is a protege of perhaps a lot of people consider the toughest wrestler of the 70s and 80s, Harley Race. And Dan Moff is just plain tough.
It's starting out with pure wrestling rules here, which basically means it's just a straight up match, no hardcore rules. And Collier looking good with that reversal on Whitmer, comes up with the R.
Well, Jimmy, so what's your opinion here? Are you a pure wrestling guy or are you a hardcore guy?
I love all the styles, Mark, and I love that we're seeing these styles compete against each other.
What, are you running for office?
I just love the fact that we're seeing something like this in Ring of Honor, so unique. The fact that we're seeing Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Mick Foley face to face in that ring. Two legends, two first ballot Hall of Famers going at it verbally. I mean, that is just something else. Where else can you see that? As right now, Collier dominating with the wrestling on Dan Moff.
Nice ride by Collier as he's controlling him with the front face lock.
Moff and Whitmer scored a big victory over the Carnage Crew in a bloodbath last night in Dayton as that feud continues to escalate. In fact, Loke was pinned well in a garbage can that Moff and Whitmer caved in with steel chairs. Absolutely brutal. We saw the Carnage Crew earlier tonight and they are pissed off. Number one at Moff and Whitmer, and number two, the fact that Foley counted the pin and Foley snubbed him from being mentioned in the Ring of Hardcore.
You're looking at four guys here that are on a roll. Chad Collier, who just tagged out to Nigel McGuinness, made Jay Lethal submit last night to the Texas Cloverleaf. Nigel McGuinness coming off a pair of big wins. On the show before last, he upsets Homicide clean in the middle, and then last night he won a four corners match against Matt Stryker, Josh Daniels, and Roderick Strong.
Absolutely huge victories for both men. And you want to talk about pure wrestling, what about that Chad Collier-Jay Lethal match from last night? Great stuff there. And Nigel McGuinness, you mentioned he is on a roll. Can he keep the win streak going? If he does, he could very well find himself in the contenders ring and back in the title picture.
I think these four wrestlers would all feel enough pressure in this match and for what this match would mean to begin with. Now add the pressure that comes from being endorsed by Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Mick Foley. Nigel McGuinness with a cross body onto Chad Collier.
And so far, Collier and McGuinness are dominating, working that arm, working the technical pure wrestling style.
Well, yes.
They are finding a way to keep these brawlers off their feet. Now, we do have to mention that Moff and Whitmer aren't strictly hardcore wrestlers. These guys can also wrestle, but Foley brought him here to work the hardcore style. And Moff now fires back with a back elbow, clutches at that arm, tags in BJ Whitmer.
Of the four wrestlers, whoa, that time Whitmer ducks out of the deep arm drag, but he doesn't duck out of the second one after he misses the elbow drop. And of course, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, that was his trademark, that deep arm drag, easy for me to say. And of course, that was something that Ricky Steamboat became a fan of in Florida when he idolized the great Jack Briscoe, and when Ricky was wrestling amateurs in the state of Florida.
Nice double team move by the duo of Collier and Nigel. And what's this? The Carnage Crew just tried to jump Foley. Loke and DeVito are up there.
And Loke and DeVito are in the ring. This match could be wrecked before it ever got officially started.
We've been seeing a great wrestling match, and now Moff and Whitmer are going at it with Loke and DeVito. And I believe Todd Sinclair has rang for the bell. We have a brawl in the ring. The Loke and DeVito versus Moff and Whitmer feud has exploded here in Chicago.
And McGuinness and Collier are just going to take a step back, wisely so, as they're going to let these four guys duke it out.
Yes, the match has been thrown out.
Oh, the crowd is furious.
And Steamboat's even more furious. And Steamboat snapped. He said they just ruined a good wrestling match. Steamboat's infuriated with the Carnage Crew, and he's got a chair. Steamboat's getting hardcore. He snapped.
DJ, Danny, now we have that little elusive Steamboat out of the way. What do you say we get hardcore?
just started the match again under Ring of Hardcore rules.
Well, Nigel McGuinness, BJ Whitmer in the ring, another deep arm drag.
McGuinness is still trying to stick to wrestling. This match is officially back on.
Hey, if pure wrestling's so great, how come Ricky the Dragon Steamboat didn't deep arm drag Carnage Crew back to the locker room?
Oh, he definitely snapped. Steamboat snapped when the Carnage Crew ruined a good wrestling match.
Chad Collier off target with the elbow hits McGuinness.
Whitmer pulling Nigel McGuinness into the way.
Now McGuinness is going to be in no man's land. Here comes Chad Collier. Yeah, everybody forgets about the Malenkos. Is the patriarch of the Malenko clan was Professor Boris Maximilianovich Malenko, who was the dirtiest player in the game. Nigel McGuinness, well, this is basically a self-admitted reformed soccer hooligan from England that came to America and basically got off the streets when Les Thatcher taught him to wrestle.
Foley's getting involved.
Oh, see, there's no reason for this. No reason for Mick Foley to get physically involved in this.
It's spilling out into the crowd. Moffat, Collier spilling out into the crowd. Whitmer and McGuinness brawling around ringside.
This crowd in Chicago is coming unglued. And then again, so is the arena.
I've never seen anything like this. Foley and Steamboat going at it verbally in the ring. Carnage Crew trying to jump Foley. Getting into a Moffat Whitmer. Steamboat losing his cool and attacking the Carnage Crew, and now we have a hardcore rules match.
Even by Ring of Honor standards, the intensity has been dialed up off the charts.
I've never seen anything like this before. Moff tossing Collier back into the ringside area. McGuinness and Whitmer in the crowd, and Foley's using a chair.
Yeah, if Mick Foley is so confident in his style and so confident in his team, why is he getting physically involved in this match?
He's getting in on the action, I guess. And a drink is shattered over the head of Chad Collier.
You know, you pay $7 for a Coke.
The brawl is breaking out all over the place. McGuinness plastered with a chair.
Just like at Manchester United.
Todd Sinclair letting it all go. He's got no other choice. When Mick Foley speaks, people listen. And you better believe Ric Flair will be listening to what he said earlier tonight.
Well, yeah, now it's 3-on-2 basically. And basically you've thrown every rule out of the match. So no wonder the former Prophecy's doing well.
Moffat and Whitmer are dominating under the brawling rules, just like Collier and McGuinness were dominating under the technical pure wrestling rules.
Though in defense of Moffat and Whitmer, the match had barely started. There was a long way to go in that match.
They were dominating. It was about 4 or 5 minutes into it, and they were Collier and McGuinness really working on the arm.
Yes, they were.
Both men and frustrating them at every turn.
Yes, they were. That being said, there was plenty of time for Moff and Whitmer to rebound in that match.
Moff choking out Collier.
Well, the good news is now that it's in the ring, maybe Mick Foley will quit interfering.
No tags needed. This is Texas Tornado rules.
I hope there's not any metal garbage cans around.
You know that Foley would love to see one of those in play, and you also know that Moff and Whitmer know how to use it.
I have no idea what's going on in the locker room area between Steamboat and the Carnage Crew.
The brawl is now in the ring. Of course, pins count in this one. That's the way to finish it. Submissions also count. We haven't seen either team go for many big moves yet.
Well, I don't know. I think getting hit upside the head but with a chair's a big move.
Whitmer going to the eyes of Chad Collier.
Matter of fact, there's still a chair in the ring.
That chair is legal.
This is where Moff and Whitmer, especially with a match as wide open as this one.
Exploder on the chair.
This is where Moff and Whitmer really have the advantage because they're going to be much more cohesive as a unit.
Just like Collier and Nigel McGuinness were more cohesive under the pure wrestling rules. And Steamboat's back.
Well, good. Maybe you can keep Mick Foley from interfering.
He's telling McGinnis to forget the hardcore and use his wrestling skill.
Smart advice.
And McGinnis is following it, using those funky European-style moves. Very frustrated for his opponents. He rolls up Whitmer. 2 count only. Another roll-up. He gets him with the pinning combination. Steamboat's advice worked.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Nigel McGinnis, except no substitutions.
Seems as though we have got 1 and you've got 2, sir.
We're here in Chicago Ridge, Illinois at intermission. What a matchup we just saw. Hardcore wrestling versus pure wrestling. I can't believe some of the things that Foley and Steamboat said to one another. We got a great world title matchup later on this evening between CM Punk and Samoa Joe. But right now, I'm joined by Trent Acid. Now last night, Trent Acid, you came up on the losing end of your matchup. And tonight, though you may have had Matt Sydal pinned at the end of that match, you didn't have the pinfall victory as it was 2 other men in the matchup that the referee was paying attention to. It looks like you might be on a little bit of a losing streak, maybe a little bit of a slump here in Ring of Honor. What do you have to say about your recent
smart
record?
Guy you are, Prazak. You're in a slump. I lost to, what's his name, Sydal. But I had him pinned tonight. You've seen it. I had him pinned.
You hadn't covered, but the referee counted the other 2 men in the match.
I'm not buying all this that's going on in Ring of Honor, I feel like an outcast here. I don't think I can stand this much longer, what, Prazak? If this don't stop, I'm just gonna snap.
Well, Trent Acid may be on a little bit of a losing streak. We got a lot more here to come in Chicago Ridge.
We are back from intermission in what's shaping up to be a crazy night here in Chicago. We have a special challenge tag team match in the ring. You see TJ Dalton and Davey Andrews on the same team here. They were supposed to be in the opening match tonight against each other. Davey Andrews, the top graduate out of the ROH Wrestling School. He's out of the first class of the wrestling school. And this is only a second ever match. The Carnage Crew in rare form tonight, attacking both men because they had a point to make. As a result, we have this special challenge match. And look at Andrews and Dalton, they are not intimidated.
Well, they're certainly taking the fight right to the Carnage Crew. The Carnage Crew gets double drop kicked. Andrews and Dalton going after Vito. Andrews and Dalton, double backdrop. Andrews and Dalton trying to score the quick upset before the Carnage Crew can get unloaded.
Well, they got to be a little bit angry at the fact that their match was ruined. Carnage Crew trying to make examples out of them, trying to send messages to Foley, Moff, and Whitmer through them by giving them that beating earlier tonight. And now it looks like they're on the receiving end of the beating. I can't believe it. Logan DeVito getting dominated.
Well, it's a horrible mistake to try to get up on the rope and mount the ropes.
Davey Andrews in just his second match just learned that lesson, and TJ Dalton is about to doomsday device from the Carnage Crew.
Well, I think it's only fitting we see the doomsday device, and we saw the flapjack earlier. Shades of the Midnight Express.
I can't believe Logan DeVito trying to jump Mick Foley, getting into it with Moff and Whitmer, ruining that pure wrestling match, and boy did that ever make Steamboat lose his cool, as Steamboat ended up chopping him and running him to the back with a chair. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I think they're mad at Ricky Steamboat, but I think Dalton and Andrews are going to pay for it.
Well, the Carnage Crew are just getting everybody upset with them tonight.
Make no mistake, the Carnage Crew is more than bad attitudes. This is a talented team that has been performing at a very high level in the recent months.
The Moff and Whitmer feud has escalated, and it's really put them over the edge. Oh!
Vicious cross faces.
How?
It's way too early to just say who's going to win. the end of that feud between the Carnage Crew and Moff and Whitmer, that whoever wins that feud has to be considered the leading contenders for the ROH Tag Team Championship.
No doubt. And I got a feeling that the losers and probably the winners of that feud are going to come out of it with a couple of years taken off their career. And we saw that blood loss last night in Dayton.
Well, that was brutal last night. And that was the match that impressed Mick Foley to the point that Foley wanted to make him take Moff and Whitmer under the rings, especially the double concerto into the metal garbage can on the Carnage Crew.
Who will ever forget Scramble Cage Melee with the Carnage Crew going at it with Moff and Whitmer? Glory by Honor 3 when Moff and Whitmer tried to take out DeVito's knees. And of course, Midnight Express reunion. Logan DeVito taking advantage that Whitmer was there alone that night and giving him the baseball bats on the garbage can.
And here comes Andrews.
Wow, Andrews showing a lot of fight. Coming out of the ROH Wrestling School, the very first class just graduated, and Andrews looks like he learned his lessons well.
Well, I hope he did, because this is a lot stiffer test than anything he anticipated.
Especially under these circumstances, he came here tonight thinking he was going to wrestle TJ Dalton in a tryout match. Uh-oh.
Logan DeVito, so polished as a combination.
Carnage Plex. That should be it for Andrews. Can't expect much out of a kid in just a second match when he's in there with veterans like Logan DeVito. And it looks like TJ Dalton from right here in the Midwest area, he's about to be the recipient of that Splash Mountain neckbreaker combination we all knew was coming. That's going to be it for Dalton.
Well, I do have a lot of respect for both Dalton and Andrews. They came into this match and took the fight right to Carnage Crew. And for that, you have to respect them.
I have a lot of respect for them even demanding this match after what happened to them in the opening of the show. Very gutsy effort from these upcomers. And we know what's coming up now. Davey Andrews' career could be over before it started after this Carnage Plex.
Pile driver, and that will be all.
Here are your winners, the Carnage
set for a very unique tag team match here. One half of the ROH Tag Team Champions, Rocky Romero, fresh out of his world title loss to Samoa Joe last night, teaming up with the notorious 187 Homicide, the Rottweilers, against Roderick Strong and Jack Evans from Generation Next. And of course, you're not going to see a handshake here. Neither team, neither faction following the code of honor. In fact, who are the fans even going to cheer for in this one?
In Mid-South, before Cowboy Bill Watts and Boyd Pierce did the announcing, there was a great announcer named Danny Williams. And Danny used to have a saying for matches like this: who do you root for in a match like this?
I'm just going to root for some quality wrestling here as we are underway in a hurry. What else can you expect between these two teams? Romero and Strong to the floor.
Rocky Romero, as you mentioned last night, took his best shot at Samoa Joe and accounted himself very credibly.
He got knocked silly in the middle of that match and still almost won the world title. Beautiful moonsault kick by Jack Evans on Homicide. Homicide coming off a big win over CM Punk, even if it was under questionable circumstances. What's this? Jack Evans just did Homicide's toe fake on Hilo. He just said it was his move. What an insult. Roderick Strong in that hard-hitting four-quarter survival. He gets spun around by Rocky Romero. Gary Moore having a heck of a time getting some control on this one. What a knee. Right on the chin. Romero just has pinpoint accuracy with those knees.
So much for starting off slow and feeling out for weaknesses, huh?
This is a big match for Generation Next as they want a shot at the tag titles, especially this duo of Strong and Evans, who have been so impressive as a tag team. And of course, if they manage to beat Homicide and one half of the tag champs, Rocky Romero, they will be in line for a tag title shot.
I notice Homicide doesn't bring out the new ROH World Championship belt, which is fine since he doesn't own it. But I noticed he did bring that out with him last night before he wrestled CM Punk.
A psychological ploy with Punk last night.
There's the tag to Rocky Romero. Romero, of course, as you mentioned, one half of the ROH Tag Team Champions. Romero and Reyes have been very good champions since they took the titles from CM Punk and Colt Cabana.
Ricky Reyes not in attendance tonight, low-key of the Rottweilers in Japan, and Julius Smokes, who knows where he is.
Roderick Strong likes to throw those chops. Rocky Romero is going to throw them just as hard and just as heavy.
Roderick Strong loves to use those backbreakers, high-impact moves, big chops. Homicide, of course, can do it all, including that double foot stomp. Jack Evans, the high flyer, and Rocky Romero, when it comes to submission, strikes and kicks, there's none better.
You know, it's kind of interesting here.
Beautiful Northern Lights with a bridge for a 2 count.
You know, it's kind of interesting here because this is the first match in a while that Homicide didn't have a heavy personal issue going in that didn't turn into a brawl from the outset. We're actually seeing Homicide wrestle more than we've seen him wrestle in a while. And I think sometimes the fans forget what a talented technical wrestler Homicide can be when he wants to be.
Homicide can fly, he can wrestle, he can do it all, and Rocky Romero can kick as he's showing Roderick Strong right now. Nice teamwork here. Drops the knee.
Come on, Roger,
Strong needs to get out of there.
Yeah, it's been interesting. You would think that there would be Strong and Evans that would have the advantage in this match as far as being a more cohesive team. But so far, it's been Romero and Homicide that have worked better together, which is a little bit unusual. Homicide doesn't wrestle in a lot of tag team matches. And you've got, and this is not the regular partner for Romero.
Well, they're working very well right there as Roderick Strong takes that big boot to the face. And a little cheap shot there by Rocky Romero.
I'm a little bit surprised that this match has started out as fast as it started out. You figure that two teams with this much on the line against opponents of this quality, there'd be a little bit more of a feeling out process.
Evans tagging in now as Roderick Strong using his last ounce energy to push Homicide into his corner. Nice suplex there by Evans. Cover. Homicide kicking out. A lot of pride on the line in this one as this is the first collision between the Rottweilers and Generation Next. Double team work by Evans and Strong. Nicely done. What's this? Whoa! Romero coming in and breaking it up before Warrior can even start a count. Beautiful double team work though by Evans and Strong. Romero so aggressive. Warrior finally getting him out, and this is allowing Generation Next to do some more double team work. Roderick Strong just launching Jack Evans into Homicide.
Well, and that's the thing about this Generation Next combination. Even though they were being dominated in the early part of the match, they were so explosive. They can turn the momentum of the match around quickly. Double arm suplex.
Strong and Evans are really such a great unit together, as much as I hate to admit that because I don't agree with their philosophies. Romero breaking it up. He is so dangerous and aggressive.
Yeah, because Alex Shelley and Austin Aries really not interested. You get the feeling that their minds and spirits aren't into tag team wrestling. They'll do it, but Strong and Evans are the two wrestlers probably best suited to be in a regular tag team combination.
It's interesting you bring that up about Aries and Shelley because they both seem to be making designs at the world title, and of course only one of them is going to be able to go on and fight for that belt. Strong and Evans, on the other hand, we've seen them against Special K, and particularly Reborn Completion. We've seen them together in all those 6-mans and 8-mans, and they're just so awesome together. Traditional body press there by Evans.
Nice flying cross body by Evans.
2 count. Homicide though.
Slingshot DDT. I don't know if I've seen that one before.
I don't know if Evans is going to get up from that. Romero, he's got that cocky strut and a cocky cover.
All 4 of these men are so explosive, they can win the match with one big move out of nowhere.
Romero, it's going to take more than that to hurt Romero, as Romero just fires back with a slap. Now he takes Evans out. Nice back suplex.
It should be pointed out, even though Romero lost to Samoa Joe last night, he took Samoa Joe's hardest shots, and here he is still one night later, cocky as ever.
He was knocked out during that match. He was out on his feet, and he still almost beat Joe. In fact, he got a 3 count, but Joe's hand was on the ropes. He came that close to being the new world champion with pinpoint accuracy with a knee to the chin. Jack Evans gets met with a back elbow.
Jack Evans is a lot tougher than he looks. And I don't mean that as a backhanded compliment. We've seen Jack Evans take some brutal punishment. We have seen him take the biggest risks in ROH have come from Jack Evans, and he has no problem sacrificing his body. And he's taken some horrendous falls only to come back later in the night and later in the match.
We saw it last night in that 6-man on ROH's 50th show, ROH Gold. And on ROH's 51st show right here in Chicago, Evans is getting brutalized in the corner of the Rottweilers.
Hey, Roddy.
He needs to get out of there.
Now, Jack Evans may not have the thickest physique on the roster, but this is a tough guy.
T-bone suplex. Cover. A cocky cover, and Roderick Strong still comes in to make the save. Homicide up with a handful of hair, dragging Evans into his corner.
Well, isn't it kind of nice to see Homicide doing as much wrestling as he's doing?
It's great. I miss the Homicide of 2003. The man who was ROH's MVP in 2003 with one great match after another. The Steve Corino feud, who will ever forget that? I mean, the Samoa Joe matches. It just goes on in 2003. And since that time, Homicide, of course, snapped, and now we have the new Homicide. Romero just punishing Evans now. One on Strong for good measure.
Full Boston Crab by Romero. And Romero's got... And here comes Homicide with a reverse chin lock, camel clutch position.
Strong needs to gain his composure and stop distracting more by trying to get to the ring. The Rottweiler's taking full advantage of it. And what's Homicide doing? Oh, I thought he was playing up to the crowd. Instead, he ended up giving him the finger.
Well,
he tricked him into that clap right there.
It's kind of playing up to the crowd.
Completely tricked the crowd.
Slingshotting him up into Romero. Now Romero coming down with the knee to the midsection. Now this is a great opportunity for Rocky Romero. If they do beat Strong and Evans here, they can eliminate Strong and Evans as contenders for the tag team title. But no matter what happens, Romero's not losing the title tonight. He's got everything to gain, really nothing to lose. If he loses, well, that's not his regular partner.
On the surface, this does just look like a battle of pride, a battle of factions, but it does figure into the tag team title picture. All right, this is just getting ridiculous now, Mark Nolte. Warrior might want to think about stopping this one.
Boy, the Rottweilers are showing Jack Evans a new definition of vicious.
They are just toying with them right now. Homicide and Romero just having a good time in there. They are proving that the Rottweilers are the dominant faction.
Well, and it should be pointed out that they're doing the majority of this with technical wrestling moves, which goes back to what Ricky Steamboat's talking about, that the value of pure wrestling or technical wrestling, and that you can apply a lot of punishment by pure wrestling, especially when you're as good at it as Homicide.
Homicide taking his time now, going up to the top rope, just having fun, letting the fans know what he thinks about him. He hates these people. Way too long. Jack Evans moves out of the way and he's close to his corner. Beautiful use of momentum by Evans, who makes a tag. Roderick Strong's had a lot of time to rest up on the outside. Scoops Homicide up in a backbreaker.
The hardest hitting member of Generation Next in position to take the tag. It's a fresh Roderick Strong scoop slam.
He is cleaning house on both members of the Rottweilers. And Jack Evans, this guy's crazy. What's he doing? Wow, that just speaks for itself. Low blow by Homicide, despicable.
Now Homicide dialing up his intensity, going to more vicious tactics.
They were having fun before, but now they're getting serious.
Bulldog off the shoulders.
You notice that cocky smile is off the face of Romero. He wants to put these guys away, and he's beginning to look a little bit frustrated, actually.
Rocky Romero bringing to the center of the ring, traps the hammerlock, applies the body scissors, rolls over, cranks the neck. Jack Evans makes the save.
Evans trying to get Strong into his corner so he can tag in, be the fresh man. Here he comes. Springboards in with a kick. Oh, Homicide cuts him off with that knee. Takes him down.
Double underhook neck crank combination.
And Romero's got a submission, a cross-arm breaker on Roderick Strong. Strong, though, picking him up, using that strength. Flings Romero into the top rope. Breaks up the hold.
What a display of power by Roderick Strong.
Strong now, what could he be going for? Another power move. Crossing the arms, no Homicide out. Plants him with that traditional pile driver. Another spin kick, though, by Jack Evans, puts Homicide down. Oh, did you hear that impact? Again.
He's caving Jack Evans' chest in with those kicks. Now he's going to put Evans up on the top rope. Rocky Romero trying to figure out a way to finish off Jack Evans. Now Evans is going to mount the top rope on a pro Romero. Homicide charges in.
Gary Moore losing all control. He's just letting it go. That's a judgment call on the ref's behalf.
Double underhook suplex from the top rope by Homicide.
These guys are like sharks on blood right now. They can tell that Jack Evans is almost dead meat.
Double underhook powerbomb by Homicide, the cover by Romero.
And Roderick Strong right there to pull Romero off of him. Moore continues to let it go, and I agree with his choice here with these two teams.
Turns him inside out with the lariat.
That's gonna be it.
No cover.
He's not the legal man.
Strong's the legal man.
Great call by Moore as he is enforcing the legal man.
Good officiating, you're correct.
ROH trying to pay more attention to details and the rules like that, and Moore following suit. Great call by the referee.
Now Romero and Strong. Romero using those knees to the chest and sternum. Tags in Homicide. Homicide to come from the top rope.
With a splash.
Now Homicide visibly frustrated that he can't put Strong away.
They were toying with these guys earlier, but these guys just won't go down.
Double team suplex.
We got another cover. Still not enough.
Jack Evans trying to recover on the apron. There's the tag back to Romero. Notice the way the Rottweilers are changing in and out very quickly, trying to keep one man fresh.
No, Roderick Strong moves out of the way. Double knees on Homicide, beautifully done. Romero unleashing, but look at Strong, he blocks it. Lance Romero.
Backbreaker into an ace crusher. Another
630 by Evans. Moore counts the pin. Was Evans legal? I know Romero was. Moore though counted the pin, and Generation Next scores the win. Not only that, but one half of the ROH Tag Team Champions was just pinned. Generation Next defeating the Rottweilers.
As the bad guy, but we are good people. We want to shake their fucking hand. This is Ring of Honor. I believe, Rocky believe the code of honor. Guys, you deserve it. I want to shake your hand. I'll give you the props. You got your fucking title shot. Chicago, I fucking hate you all. Thank you very much. Sponsor for the Rock Brothers. Kiss all Puerto Rican asses.
No code of honor in this one. Alex Shelley versus Jimmy Jacobs. No DQ, I quit match. Shelley fires the first insult, Jacobs right back. With a spear, takes Shelley off his feet. There's only one way to win this match, and that is to make your opponent say, I quit.
To quote the great Gordon Soley, 5 letters, 2 words, I quit. Some of the best matches in the history of professional wrestling have been I quit matches. Magnum TA and Tully Blanchard at Starrcade. Terry Funk and Ric Flair on the Clash of Champions.
Don't say that to Foley.
Well, Foley will give Funk the credit for it.
That's true. Right now, I got to give the credit to Jacobs and Shelley. This heated rivalry, it's been going on for some time, particularly here in Chicago, as the first Chicago show, Reborn Stage 2, that was the last time Shelley and Jacobs ever teamed up. Shelley deserting Jacobs, embarrassing him in the ring after he lost the tag team scramble.
Well, I especially give credit to Jacobs. Hurricanrana from the apron to the floor by Jacobs.
Of course, last time in Chicago, you'll remember that match. Death Before Dishonor Part 2. They had that great match. Shelley once again victorious.
We talk about guys snapping. We talk about Homicide snapping a lot. In some ways, Jimmy Jacobs has snapped recently. And it's, again, Hurricanrana to the end of the guardrail this time. In a lot of ways, Jimmy Jacobs has snapped, and it's been a positive thing for his career.
He's de-emphasizing the huss that he was known for. He kind of made him into a comedy wrestler and getting very serious, letting his true skills shine through. And I guess that's what happens when somebody like a Ricky the Dragon Steamboat takes you under his wing, as Steamboat is very impressed with Jacobs and has even selected him on a couple of occasions to be on his team against Generation Next.
Well, I think that's also what happens when your partner...
He's trying to crush that Adam's apple.
Yeah, I was going to finish that point. I was going to see if he could get the I quit there. That's why I paused to stop my point. But, you know, you snap when a man that you consider a partner and having a tag team partner is almost...
Sorry to cut you off, Mark, but that was just a shell shock into the steel barricade. Forget about saying I quit. Jacobs might be KO'd.
Well, if one of these guys gets KO'd, then his opponent can beat on him to his heart's content.
Follows up with a Russian leg sweep, and now would be a good time to finish that point, Mark.
But having a tag team partner is like being like having a spouse. You don't trust anybody more than your tag team partner. You're not closer to anybody than you are your tag team partner. And to have your tag team partner do what Alex Shelley did to Jimmy Jacobs, nothing's more humiliating. Nothing's more gut-wrenching. And Jimmy Jacobs has been fueled by that anger and by that hatred, and it's improved him as a wrestler.
Jacobs has been in a lot of battles with Generation Next lately, particularly Alex Shelley, and Shelley frustrates him time and time again by defeating him time and time again. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat last time in Chicago, Generation Next attacked him, and then once again Jacobs into the barricade. but Steamboat was forced to watch Generation Next as they put down the Second City Saints. So you know that Steamboat has to be keeping an eye on this one.
He just hurdled Jimmy Jacobs like a lawn dart into the guardrail.
Jacobs has to start mounting some offense soon. Shelley is just beating him everywhere right now.
Look at the grimace on Jimmy Jacobs' face. That is pure hatred as he fires those punches into the midsection.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat taking Jacobs under his wing, and it's great to see something like that happen, really making a difference. Let's see if Jacobs can pull out. I guess this would be the biggest victory of his career in ROH. Shelley just stomps the head of Jacobs.
And if you want to know, how much Jimmy Jacobs hates Alex Shelley, you brought up a great point a few minutes ago, Jimmy, that Alex Shelley has frustrated Jimmy Jacobs. Every time they've met since they split up, Alex Shelley has won. But Jimmy Jacobs keeps coming back, keeps coming back, keeps coming back. How much do you have to hate somebody to keep continually getting in the ring with them as many times as you've been beaten?
We have some chairs in play now. Also last time in Chicago, after Shelley beat Jacobs. Hold on, what's this? That's called the Skull F. I'm not going to say the whole word. And that time it's on a chair. Moore seeing if Jacobs wants to quit. Last time in Chicago, after Shelley defeated Jacobs, he and his Generation X cohorts tried to beat Jacobs, tried to put him out of the business until Steamboat made the save. Shelley continues the assault on Jacobs.
This is even more brutal than I think we expected, Jimmy.
Both men pulling out all the stops in the early going. Unfortunately for Jacobs, he's been on the receiving end of most of it. No!
Neck breaker onto the chair by Jacobs.
Did you notice how the back of Shelley's head hit right on one of those steel linings of the chair?
I sure did. And it almost looks like they're going for a knockout with every move they do as much as they're going for any type of a submission or a tap out.
Both these guys very well versed in submission wrestling, especially Shelley with the Border City stretch. So they do have moves that can make you say I quit. Jacobs using the chair. Oh, this is very dangerous. Shelley slides out, doesn't say I quit. Referee Gary Moore, he had a tough time in the previous tag team match we just saw. He's got an easy time in this one. He just has to hold a mic and see if one of these men wants to quit. There's nothing else for him to do in this type of match. Jacobs has a spike.
This is a side of Jimmy Jacobs that I didn't know he had.
He just pulled a spike out of that furry boot. Shelley trying to block it. Jacobs countering with kicks to the midsection. Super kick. And Shelley has the spike.
And he just planted the point of that spike in the forehead. And if you look at that spike, that's gotta be 12 inches long. The referee checking. He probably gashed him with that spike. Oh, God. I can't look.
It was Magnum TA using a broken piece of wood, a jagged piece of wood to make Tully Blanchard say, I quit. This is shades of that.
Well, at least he's not poking. At least he hasn't jamming it into his eye yet.
Jacobs is busted open. Shelley ripping the flesh of Jimmy Jacobs, tearing it open. The blood flowing here in Chicago. You want to talk about Ring of Hardcore? This is hardcore.
This is a little bit different of a match than we expected. We expected this to be brutal. We expected it to be violent, but we expected that in the context of wrestling. Instead, we're seeing this more in the context of hardcore. You have to wonder how much influence Mick Foley has had, not only on the Carnage crew, but on the other wrestlers in the locker room.
Both men taking full advantage of that no DQ stipulation. Contra code attempt. No, Shelley grabs him.
Tombstone pile driver through the chair.
You say no. He said no.
How bad does Jimmy Jacobs hate Alex Shelley that he would take that Tombstone pile driver through a chair after getting gashed open with a spike and still want to continue?
I think you answered your own question there. Shelley now, what's he doing? What's that?
Kendo stick.
We've never seen one of those in Ring of Honor before. Shelley obviously had a plan as he had that planted under the ring. What's he doing now? What's he got there?
What is it, tape? Is it tape? He's gonna duck. Oh my God, he's gonna duct tape Jimmy Jacobs' arm to the ring buckle.
Now would TNA ever let you do something like this?
This is just going too far.
He's going to expose Jimmy Jacobs back to that kendo stick.
Oh no.
Jimmy Jacobs is defenseless.
Mark, I can't even watch this.
Jimmy Jacobs needs to quit right now.
Just quit, Jimmy. Just quit. Oh no. Jacobs is helpless.
A Sammy Sosa swing.
There is no way out for Jacobs. Get Steamboat out here. Do something.
No.
Hey, your purple boots!
How many of these is he going to take?
Come on, Jimmy, what do you say?
Us! He said no.
Come on, Jimmy! What are you going to do?
Low blow by Jacobs. That's all he can do in this situation.
Alex Shelley got too cocky.
He got too close.
Exactly. Tried to taunt Jimmy Jacobs.
What's he doing? He just pulled another spike out of the furry boots. He's ripping the tape off with the spike.
How many spikes can you put in a pair of furry boots?
A busted open Jimmy Jacobs showing unprecedented heart and desire in his quest to gain revenge. Oh, look at that. Shelley right. Oh, but Jacobs fires back. We have chairs and kendo sticks.
Now Jacobs has the kendo stick and cracks it upside Alex Shelley's head. Now across the back. In the locker room, Mick Foley must be going nuts. The crowd solidly behind Jimmy Jacobs. Jimmy Jacobs with a rush of adrenaline.
Jacobs now has that weapon. Again across the back.
Shelley, what do you say? No. Come on, Shelley, back. No. Come on, what do you say? I said no.
Give Shelley some credit there. He was in a camel clutch while being choked by that kendo stick. And he still didn't say I quit.
You know, he's being choked out so bad, I don't know if he could say I quit.
Jacobs ascending to the top rope. The Chicago crowd firmly behind him. This is the senton. What now?
He's got the spike, he's got the kendo stick.
Absolutely brutal.
It's almost like a hammer and nail combination. Border City stretch.
He made Jacobs tap in a regular match for this before. Jacobs passing out perhaps. Refuses to say I quit. That's twice. Warrior might have to stop this one. No!
Jacobs trying to find yet another adrenaline burst.
He gets out of the Border City stretch. Jacobs, where's he getting this from? Headbutt after headbutt. That bloody forehead of Jimmy Jacobs being used as a weapon.
Pure, unadulterated hatred.
Spikes Shelley on his head. Does Jacobs have enough energy, though, to follow up? What can he follow up with?
Look at all the blood that Jacobs has lost.
Jacobs now going to the top again. Hits the senton this time. Oh, that just hurts to watch. He's got the Border City stretch on Shelley. Will Shelley quit?
He wants to make him tap with his own move.
Shelley slides out of it and goes to the eyes.
Did you see how close Shelley was to tapping?
He was within a half a second of tapping.
The thought definitely crossed Shelley's mind.
I gotta say it, Huss. Jacobs close to that victory.
This match is going to be won by the wrestler that's willing to escalate his violence to the next level.
I think we've already seen them both do that. What more could they possibly do to each other?
Let's not challenge them. We're going to find out.
What the heck is Jacob setting up for here?
I don't know, but Alex Shelley's not going to like it.
He's going for a contra code on the chairs. No, Shelley stops it. Oh, Kane across the head. That stops Jacobs in his tracks. Crosses the legs. Dangerous! Right on the head and neck. He's got the Border City stretch again. Anymore. What an effort by Jimmy Jacobs, but once again Alex Shelley frustrates him. What an epic contest we just witnessed.
As brutal of a match as you're going to see.
B.I.G. is. I'm the greatest of all times. I'ma say it just like Ali did.
Introducing first to my left, the challenger from Chicago, Illinois. Representing the second season's CM
What an atmosphere we have here in the Frontier Fieldhouse in Chicago Ridge, Illinois. CM Punk challenging Samoa Joe for the world title. Both men shaking hands, respecting the code of honor, respecting each other, and we are underway.
Jimmy, you know how you can tell when two wrestlers in a match of this intensity really do have respect for each other?
Why don't you give us an answer, Mark?
You don't see the phony face-to-face, nose-to-nose stare down. Both of these men know neither man will be intimidated. And it's important to point out that CM Punk has home ring advantage. The Chicago Sun here trying to take the title in front of his hometown fans. And immediately, it's going to be Samoa Joe showing off his power. Jimmy, it's going to be very interesting, the early part of this match, because at World Title Classic, CM Punk came in with a revolutionary strategy. The first man that ever went to try to extend Samoa Joe, to test Samoa Joe's endurance, that was willing to take the punishment with a rope-a-dope, if you will, willing to just cover up on the ropes and let Samoa Joe beat on him to try to wear Samoa Joe out. CM Punk realized that night that Samoa Joe does have the stamina to go an hour. CM Punk will most assuredly change his game plan tonight.
This is the rematch everyone's waited for since June 12th, World Title Classic. CM Punk, Samoa Joe going to a 1-hour draw for the world title. And many people call that the greatest match in Ring of Honor history. I'd be hard-pressed to disagree. A sure match of the year candidate. We got a quick cover! Right on with that strategy, Mark Nolte, as Punk going for the quick three and throwing it to Samoa Joe.
Drop toe hold floats up into the crucifix pinning combination. It should also be pointed out, one of the very few men to pin Samoa Joe over the last 19 months was Colt Cabana in a non-title survival of the fittest elimination. And one of the things that Colt Cabana used was a pinning combination, used a back cradle to win that. And you know that CM Punk has been in contact with Cabana and has been strategizing with Cabana what Cabana did successfully.
Cabana out with an injury tonight, not being able to be here in action in his hometown of Chicago due to Generation Next. And it is interesting to note that Cabana right here in his hometown had the world title shot at Samoa Joe last time in Chicago. Death Before Dishonor Part 2. Joe was unintimidated by going against the hometown guy, not letting the crowd play a factor in this one. Perhaps we'll see him keep that same poise tonight against the leader of the Second City Saints, CM Punk.
Overhand wrist lock now by Samoa Joe, and notice the way Samoa Joe is riding on top of CM Punk, making CM Punk carry that weight. Now CM Punk comes to his feet. CM Punk looking for the escape on the wrist lock, takes away with the extended wrist lock. Fireman carries the big man to the mat, and notice CM Punk is going to back away, doesn't want to make any mistakes early with Samoa Joe.
Almost a game of one-upmanship here. In fact, it is a game of one-upmanship. Punk with a cocky stare to Joe after he took him down. Another lockup between the two. Another intense lockup. Once again, Todd Sinclair, your official in this match.
And Samoa Joe using his power to bull CM Punk into the ropes. Todd Sinclair calling for the clean break. Clean break by Samoa Joe, but does protect himself on the break by making sure that CM Punk doesn't cheap shot him. Again, you have so much riding on this match. CM Punk didn't use the word guarantee, but he used every other word but guarantee when he talked about this match and how important it is that he walks out of here with the world title. Hammerlock reversal by Samoa Joe. Both men seem to content to wrestle. Now Samoa Joe's going to bar the arm on that hammerlock. CM Punk looking for something. Because the arm's barred, he can't reverse it back out. Now CM Punk going to go to his knees. Samoa Joe going to follow him. He's going to bend that hammerlock back, fall away with his weight on that hammerlock. And last night, CM Punk had a match with Homicide where Homicide used that lariat and the back of a chair to punish the chair in the neck of CM Punk. And Samoa Joe's going to test that part of the body right now.
Punk reversing it on Joe. Comes up with Joe back on the arm. Both men having tough matches last night, but you know the adrenaline's flowing in them right now, and that's not going to play a factor in this one. Punk now, look at him walking away, keeping an eye on Joe as he does that. Another clean break. Another standoff between these two athletes.
Well, we've talked about that the crowd may give a little bit of an adrenaline rush to CM Punk. Samoa Joe is used to at this point going into the match where the crowd is, I don't know, rooting against him, but rooting for a title change. They want to be part of the history that's going to come from seeing the longest reigning ROH champion, the man that really put the ROH title on the world map, lose the belt.
It will be history when Joe finally loses a title, if he ever does at this rate.
Now extended wrist lock by CM Punk, taking a few pages from the Nigel McGuinness playbook, rolling out from underneath it. Reverse drop toe hold by Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe floats up into the camel clutch.
Joe with a cocky gaze out to the crowd as well, showing them that he's not going to be intimidated by them cheering for CM Punk, although this crowd also behind Samoa Joe as they do appreciate and respect him. Joe now really rearing back on CM Punk there. That could definitely pop out a vertebrae or two. Punk though out of the hold.
CM Punk brings Samoa Joe to the center of the ring, drops into the side headlock into the prone position. Now CM Punk draping that leg across there into a riding position if he has to keep control of the headlock.
It's very interesting that Punk going for the headlock here, as that was a definite strategy he used in that World Title Classic match. He kept going back to the headlock to wear down Joe and frustrate Joe. It'll be interesting to see if he tries those same tactics one more time.
Great observation, Jimmy.
Whip out. Shoulder block, no one budging. Punk going right back to the headlock.
And hip toss takeover. And again, notice the way CM Punk is forcing his weight across the chest of Samoa Joe. Now he's going to grapevine the arm to go with the headlock. And that's going to make Samoa Joe carry that weight. It looks like CM Punk is preparing for another long match. Certainly, he doesn't want to make any mistakes in the early part of the match. Now Samoa Joe takes that away with the head scissors.
Artie's in my earpiece. He's telling me to get the plug out of the way, so I will. ROHWrestling.com, 215-781-2500 for all your wrestling merchandise needs. ROH DVDs, DVDs from other companies. Ring of Honor is the new King of the Shoot interviews with the Straight Shooting series. Check out Shoots with Mick Foley. Of course, you'll hear more about Foley and Flair on that one. Foley with some unbelievable words for Flair. Also Shoots with Too Cold Scorpio, Kamala, One Man Gang, The Fantastic, Steve Corino, Christopher Daniels, Ron Killing, Skandar Akbar, and much, much more. As Punk goes back to the headlock. Again, that's ROHWrestling.com, 215-781-2500. DVDs from lots of promotions besides Ring of Honor and the Straight Shooting interviews. The new King of the Shoot interview is here, and it's Ring of Honor. I got that one out of the way quickly so we can get right back to the match and a side headlock by Punk.
Went for the Greco-Roman backdrop. CM Punk keeps on his feet and goes back to the side headlock. Speaking of plug, let's give a plug to somebody that rarely gets a plug, but I think has done a great job lately, and that's referee Todd St. Clair. Since the Ring of Honor promotion has told the referees to emphasize the rules, they've adapted their officiating style. I think they've done a good job controlling matches. And Todd Sinclair, referees can get intimidated too by the importance of a match. Todd Sinclair has done a really good job keeping, in the title match last night with Rocky Romero and Samoa Joe, immediately sent Homicide to the back to keep control of it.
That's why Sinclair was chosen as the official for this one. That's also why he was the official for Samoa Joe's Classic against Bryan Danielson at Midnight Express Reunion. That match going over 30 minutes. Many call that the match of the year. And Sinclair calling for the break right now.
Let's see if this is a clean break. No, there's the shoulder into the midsection. The second one by Samoa Joe, the third one by Samoa Joe. Knocking the wind out of the sails of CM Punk. Snapmares Punk to the mat. Comes in from behind with the reverse chin lock.
Samoa Joe perhaps a little frustrated with those headlocks. Not giving a clean break, but look at that. Punk reversing out of it into a front face lock.
Though technically every time there's separation, it's a clean break. I know that's reading the rule book in the most technical way possible.
A cravat now by Punk. Many people see CM Punk as a future Ring of Honor champion. Can he realize that destiny tonight? And he goes once again to the side headlock.
CM Punk, nice chain wrestling from the headlock to the hammerlock, back down to back over to the headlock hip toss takeover. And CM Punk has been in so many brawls that I don't know if people respect how good of a technical wrestler CM Punk is. And he's showing that in this match right now.
Punk really rearing in that headlock there. Joe taking him into the corner once again. And once again, no clean break from Joe. He's just unleashing those chops.
Nice composure on the part of CM Punk as he got cheap shotted twice on the brakes, once with the shoulder butts, once with the knife edge chops, doesn't respond, instead goes back to wrestling the match he wants to wrestle, back to the headlock hip toss takeover.
Punk employing the same strategy he did at World Title Classic. Jay Lethal in the corner of Samoa Joe. Of course, he is Joe's protege, here to watch this match and lend some support.
Almost Japanese style, where a lot of the wrestlers in Japan have seconds for their matches.
Joe trying to go into the corner, but Punk fighting his way out and keeping the headlock on. Nice agility by Punk, and Joe's very agile and quick for a big man, and in fact, even for a little man, he's very agile and quick. So Punk, very impressive, able to use that agility to keep the side headlock on Samoa Joe. The Ring of Honor World Champion has held that belt for over a year and a half. He's defended against all comers. Paul London, Christopher Daniels, AJ Styles, Homicide, Moth, Whipper, the list goes on and on. And Punk still holding the side headlock.
He got planted with a Greco-Roman backdrop. Sheer determination, hangs on to the side headlock. CM Punk appears, one of the differences between this match and the World Title Classic is it looks like CM Punk isn't going to go to the rope-a-dope. Does not want to take the shots from Samoa Joe, who is one of the best strikers in all of professional wrestling.
Perhaps Punk sensed that this headlock strategy did work and it did bring him within seconds of that world title. Maybe he thinks if he makes some adjustments later on in the match after using the side headlock, he will be your ROH World Champion. Shoulder block, no one budging. Joe challenging Punk to hit the ropes again. Oh, a pie face for insult right there.
Now these are mind games.
Third time no one budging. Punk picking up a head of steam. Goes for a cheap shot. Gets peppered for it.
Something I have never seen before. Samoa Joe goes to the floor.
You have to be here live to experience an atmosphere like this. Come on, Joe, kill him.
Samoa Joe with those open hand slaps, as you aptly put it, peppered CM Punk. Punk did not respond in kind. Instead, CM Punk went back to the wrestling, went back to the arm drag, went back to the back cradle, which is what Colt Cabana used to beat Samoa Joe at Survival of the Fittest. Samoa Joe, for the first time since I've seen him defend the title, went to the floor to regain his composure.
And it looks like that fan just made him lose that composure. Joe kicking the guardrail. Maybe this hometown crowd is really giving CM Punk a huge advantage, and it's getting to Samoa Joe.
Well, Samoa Joe, I think, is getting a little bit frustrated. CM Punk has insisted that this be a wrestling match. Samoa Joe has tried to get him out of that, has slapped him, shoulder butted him on the break, chopped him on the break, and can't get CM Punk to change his game plan.
Joe definitely looks frustrated. Punk, look at him, he's ready to go. Joe a little tentative.
Well, CM Punk is cautious about locking up too, and wisely so.
Go behind by Punk, takes the big man off his feet.
Reverse waist lock pickup. CM Punk, again, this is a guy that you think of all the great brawls he's had, you don't think of CM Punk as a great technical wrestler, but he's been brilliant thus far in the match.
He's proved he can out-wrestle with anybody. He's proved that against AJ Styles. He proved that against Samoa Joe at World Title Classic. He's proved that against Homicide in the past.
Now reverses the ride. Samoa Joe with the hammerlock, floats up. CM Punk covers up. Now he's going to sit out. Comes up with his own face, front face lock. Samoa Joe sits out. And look at CM Punk cover up.
Joe's got that fist cocked, and Todd Sinclair telling him to open up. Joe respecting the official. CM Punk, it also should be noted, is no stranger to winning ROH Gold in Chicago. The very first Chicago show, CM Punk and Colt Cabana ended the Briscoes' 6-month tag team title reign. That was Reborn Stage 2. An awesome match there. A huge victory celebration, and this one will be almost bigger.
Stalemate position, Samoa Joe. Display of sportsmanship there, letting Punk back up to his feet on the stalemate.
Knuckle lock. Both men struggling, jockeying for position.
I'm not sure this is what CM Punk wants to be doing.
Oh, headbutt. Joe unleashing the big guns, but Punk firing right back. Punk missing the back fist and paying the price, being the recipient of that kick. Punk needs a breather now.
Punk needs to get back up in the ring. You don't want to fight Samoa Joe on the floor.
You hear a Joe chant from this crowd. The crowd definitely respects Joe. It's just that CM Punk is their hometown boy. We're in the second city of Chicago, and you're dealing with the leader of the second city Saints here.
Is it my imagination or CM Punk even more focused than he was at World Title Classic?
Both these men obviously studying the tape of that World Title Classic match, using some of the same strategies we saw in that match, coming up with new strategies, and even coming up with variations of the same strategies they used in that bout.
I would agree with that analysis. CM Punk wanted to offer a Greco-Roman knuckle lock, thought better of it.
Joe looks like he wants to play the striking game now.
And CM Punk thinking better of that as well. I think CM would rather lock up than try to strike with Samoa Joe.
And it does appear, as you mentioned earlier, Mark Nolte, that he's not trying to play the rope-a-dope game again. There you see the pain on the face of CM Punk as Joe forces him down with that knuckle lock.
Nobody in ROH will have a power advantage against Samoa Joe.
Punk now trying to make, using leverage. Traps Joe, but his shoulders are down. Punk aware of that. Boy, it could end that quickly. Once again.
Wants to take him over. Look at Samoa Joe. Smart move by Samoa Joe. Look how he widens his base to keep Punk from being able to take him over with that head scissors. That's what Punk wanted to do. Samoa Joe with the counter. That's a lot of weight to monkey flip like CM Punk just did. But Samoa Joe hangs on to that Greco-Roman knuckle lock. I think this crowd is now showing its respect to both men because they know they're seeing a terrific wrestling match.
These people are getting behind Punk now. Every eye in this building glued to the ring.
Adrenaline burst by Punk.
Goes right back to the arm of Joe. Getting a little aggressive there with that boot.
And these are the first strikes that CM Punk has used. Now goes right back to the arm drag, covers him for two.
Slamming that arm against the canvas. Drop kicking it. Punk going after that limb of Samoa Joe.
Punk is more aggressive than he was in the first title match.
Joe went down to the chop.
And that was right before I was going to say that he doesn't want to get into a chopping contest with Joe. Takes him down with a hammerlock. If you got to describe this match in one word, the word would be focus. CM Punk has been a very focused wrestler thus far. Has stuck with his game plan, and his game plan has been successful.
We're dealing with two very intelligent wrestlers here, two students of the game, two men just as adept at mind games as they are in their in-ring physical abilities. They are exhibiting all sides of their skills in this one so far. Punk hanging onto the arm, continues to twist and wrench it.
CM Punk is convinced that he can out-wrestle Samoa Joe. That if he doesn't get into a striking contest, that if he doesn't turn into a wide-open brawl, that he can win this match by out-wrestling him. And thus far, I think it's a sound strategy.
What's Punk doing now? Climbing up to the top. old trick. I haven't seen him do that since 2002.
You can name all the wrestlers that can legitimately walk the ropes on one hand, and you just saw CM Punk do it.
That used to be an old trademark move from Punk. He has not done that in a couple of years. Punk pulling out some old tricks here.
And look at Punk right back to the rear chin lock.
But he's got that arm hook too.
Now he's going to take over the hammer lock. And again, he's going to use his head to guide Samoa Joe to the mat. Samoa Joe has kissed more canvas, I think, than even Bryan Danielson did a great job of coming in and wrestling Samoa Joe. I think CM Punk saw that match and saw that that's the strategy to go after Joe.
Joe, vicious back elbows, but Punk cuts him off with another arm drag.
Well, you can tell CM Punk's been working out with Ricky Steamboat with that arm drag, can't you?
It's a thing of beauty. Joe just seems to be taking more and more punishment with each passing title match. You got to figure that being on top for this long, facing so many top opponents, the wear and tear is definitely getting to Joe. That's no secret. How much punishment can this man take as Punk's still hanging onto the arm? Every escape Joe is attempting has not worked. Punk now pulling Joe into the middle of the ring.
That's a key lock. That's something that you don't see that often. I have a feeling that's another hold he got from Ricky Steamboat.
Joe's got to get out of this soon. If you also neutralize that arm, you also take away Joe's chokehold. You take away Joe's ability to lift you for perhaps a muscle buster.
Drop kick right into the tricep.
Punk with a little jogging in place there, showing that he's feeling good while the world champion is in pain. Joe unleashing a big forearm. Again, right to the mug of CM Punk.
Punk stays with the wrestling.
Joe using his quickness and power all in one move.
Well, when you can throw a forearm that hard, that'll even a match up in a hurry.
Now the question is, how can the world champion follow up and put the challenger away for good?
Snap tears him.
Joe going for that combo. It's worked in the past, but Punk was smart to it. Goes right back to the headlock.
Traps the ankle, takes him back down, then floats right back up into the rear chin lock.
If this keeps up, not only will Samoa Joe have an injured arm, he's also going to be very groggy from these front face locks, side headlocks. Definitely taking a toll on Samoa Joe. Punk attacking him on two fronts. Right back to the side headlock.
Samoa Joe tried to whip him into the rope. CM Punk wasn't going to have anything to do with it. Again, extended wrist, takes the wrist lock into the side headlock. CM Punk is a man possessed.
Both men spill through the ropes.
And CM Punk still has the headlock. With a Roman backdrop to the floor.
Joe getting desperate there. You hear the Joe supporters here.
In fairness to Joe, CM Punk would have done something similar if he had to and had the opportunity. I think one of the things that both men respect about each other is that they will go on head-on after each other. Now, they're going to be very aggressive. They'll pull out all the stops. And in that sense, it will be fair. But both men will do what it takes to win. And both men realize their opponent will do the same.
Todd Sinclair telling him to get into the ring. Of course, no countouts here in ROH. You can't be DQ'd if you're out there for too long. But I think Sinclair would let them wrestle the whole hour on the floor in this 60-minute time limit match before he rang for a DQ. 2 count there.
I think Sinclair's done a very good job with this match. As a matter of fact, I think all the ROH officials have really stepped up their game over the last several shows.
No doubt. Snap bear over. No, once again, that kick blocked. Joe, though, counters. Big score for Samoa Joe with that knee.
This is Samoa Joe's first big opportunity for offense of the night.
Joe now has the chance to dictate the pace in this match. Let's see if he's able to take advantage of it. He's moving a little slow though.
What do you say? Come on, Punk.
Samoa Joe has had the win restricted for a large part of this match. Now CM Punk in the corner, not covering up, and Samoa Joe blasting him with those chops.
Sweeps the legs out. Joe, though, cringing in pain when he tried to clock with that arm. Face wash time. Punk rolls out of the way, saves himself. Joe tries to follow him, but Punk cuts him off with a knee. Punk firing back now. Right on the jaw of the world champion.
In my imagination, are CM Punk particularly quick in this match tonight.
Punk is looking awesome. This could be it. The atmosphere is in the air. The title change. History could be made. Face wash now by Punk. Getting his receipt on Samoa Joe.
Now CM Punk getting the crowd into it.
He connected when Samoa Joe couldn't with the very same move. This could be the night of the challenger. The title reign could end right here in Chicago. Cover!
I think CM Punk's still feeling the effects of that Greco-Roman backdrop on the floor.
It's almost a shame we have to sit here and announce this, Nolte, because I really want to get in the crowd and watch this one. I even see Mick Foley watching this from the crowd. Punk now wants to see what he can follow up with.
Drives him with that knee in the back, face first into the mat from the second row.
Another move that I don't usually see from CM Punk.
Finish him!
Turns him over. Cover!
Doesn't get the leg hook. I'm not sure that would have put Samoa Joe away anyway.
Punk trying another cover though. Don't forget, it only takes 3 seconds. That can seem like the longest time, period of time, or it can seem like the shortest space of time. 3 seconds, you just knock a guy out and you get him down for 3 seconds. That's it.
Traps the leg, kicks the hamstring. Now Samoa Joe. Looks like he wants an STF.
This made Rocky Romero tap last night. Doesn't have it cinched in, turns into a different kind of stretch. Can Punk fight out of it? Joe really rearing back. How did Punk not tap to that? That could snap your spine.
Of all the great matches CM Punk has had, Jimmy, this may be his best.
The same can be said for Samoa Joe. The same can be said for ROH history.
Watch it, Joe, watch it!
Joe nonchalantly walks out of the way of that crossbody.
Samoa Joe, I think, still trying to catch his breath a little bit.
He has been slow to follow up.
Here come the Joe supporters back.
Backbreaker. Joe connects with a high impact move.
Now this is a fight for the tempo of the match. And now it's going to be the Samoa Joe style. The big impact moves and those vicious strikes.
Joe has Punk hooked. Takes him up for a vertical suplex, lets him think about it.
All the blood rushing to CM Punk's head.
Plants him.
The power of Samoa Joe on display.
Cover! Punk not even letting Joe get a 2 count.
He held CM Punk so high, all that blood rushing to the brain. I'm surprised he wasn't unconscious by the time he landed.
Punk now almost begging off into the corner. A couple of desperation kicks.
Well, he's definitely trying to create a little separation right here. Definitely needs to buy some time.
Punk jumps over that leg sweep, scores with a drop kick.
Extended wrist lock by Punk.
This time Joe gets it. Takes Punk down. There's a look of frustration on the face of the world champion.
Just a brilliant wrestling match to this point.
No.
We need to see a winner this time. Joe trying to turn Punk over for that crab. Punk grasping the leg of Joe, trying to fight out of it.
Gets him turned.
Come on, Punk!
But CM Punk can use both legs to escape. That's the disadvantage of the Boston Crab versus the half crab. Of course, you get bent completely in half.
Which Joe's trying to do right now.
Now, if you sit back on it, now Punk can't power out of it. Now he's going to have to get to the ropes, and he will do so.
What guts, what courage we're seeing here by both men.
Back off, Joe.
Look at that chest heave of Samoa Joe. He knows he's in a battle for his title.
Get on him. Get on him.
Back off with those fists. Open those fists, Joe. Come on.
Joe so quick with those fists. Punk said corner to corner, and he's face down on the mat.
He didn't whip him into the buckle. He drove him into the buckle.
Joe now trying to follow up.
I think Joe's starting to feel it now. I think Joe thinks that Punk's pretty close to ready to go home.
Joe unleashing a barrage of kicks. Punk, where's he getting it from?
European forearm uppercut, and Jimmy, I think CM Punk's eye is swollen.
Cover! With all these hard-hitting strikes and kicks, I would not be surprised if that eye was either busted open or blackened.
The first half of this match was CM Punk's style. This is Samoa Joe's style. Again, drives him into the opposite bucket. I think Todd Sinclair is trying to figure out if CM Punk can continue.
Punk showed a lot of heart not too long ago. I thought that he was down and out. You thought he was down and out, and he fired back. You can't count out CM Punk.
And Samoa Joe is moving in, but notice Samoa Joe does not throw caution to the wind. That Samoa Joe still respects the fact that CM Punk is more than capable from wrestling from behind. And CM Punk is more than capable of catching something quick if Samoa Joe leaves himself open.
The big story that just happened is when Joe tried that running boot scrape earlier, Punk had enough wit about him and enough inside of him to move out of the way. This time, Punk did not. Perhaps that's a sign that the challenger might be close to done.
Yeah, I think he's running on fumes now. He's taken a lot of punishment the last 5 or so minutes.
Not only that, but Joe has survived everything that Punk has dished out, from working the arm to the continuous headlocks to all the strikes, punches, everything that Punk has tried, even those new moves or the old tricks that Punk has pulled out, and the champion is looking stronger than ever right now.
I think Samoa Joe does not want Todd Sinclair to call this so tight, but it's given CM Punk just that quick respite that he needed to try to mount a flurry. But Samoa Joe is going to put an end to that vicious headbutt.
Look at Punk reaching for the ropes, reaching for something to help him. And what a cocky cover by Joe. By cocky's not the right word, insulting the way that Joe just planted his hand in the face of CM Punk. The challenger does have a blackened eye.
This is turning into target practice for Samoa Joe.
2, 3, 4. Break it up, come on.
Now another stare down between Samoa Joe and Todd Sinclair. Samoa Joe, I don't think, is used to having his matches called so tight.
He is unleashing the heavy artillery now. Sinclair ordering him out of the corner. And Joe grants the wish by whipping Punk in, but Punk with a boot! Punk with a desperation hurricanrana scores! Joe slides out of the ring!
By CM Punk.
Almost a desperation move from Punk. Firing back on the champion, showing that there's signs of life left in the challenger. Punk won't be denied in his hometown. What's Punk doing?
He's not going to do what I think he's going to do.
He's pulling Joe's own ole kick out on Joe.
I don't know about this one. He connects with it.
Punk, driven by the support of the crowd, has Joe down.
CM Punk had been brutalized for about 10 minutes. Now trying to even up the punishment. How embarrassing is it for Samoa Joe to get hit with his own move?
At the same time, you can't win the world title on the floor.
Come on! Get in the ring!
Sinclair trying to get him into the ring. And it's going to be ole kick one more time. Punk nails it again.
CM Punk has completely turned this match around. Samoa Joe out on the floor. If CM Punk can get him back into the ring, he wins.
All I saw was the whites of Samoa Joe's eyes as his eyeballs rolled back into his head.
Time's up, Joe! Time's up, Joe!
Joe finding his way to his feet.
That will change the momentum in a hurry.
That may end this match. CM Punk is moving, but I don't know if he's conscious.
And look at Joe. Joe is pissed off. He knows that he took his own move. Now he's going to teach Punk a lesson.
Well, Punk's eyes are open, so he's conscious.
He cuts off Joe. Unleashing chops on each other. Ole time for Joe. Nails it.
Now is CM Punk conscious.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
What fury by the world champion.
Come on, man.
40 minutes so far!
Let the man catch his breath.
I didn't think that it was possible for this match to be better than World Title Classic. I was wrong.
Well, we really need to see a conclusive winner in order for us to surpass World Title Classic. But yes, we are seeing another World Title Classic right here.
Both men make their way back to the ring. I think CM Punk is out on his feet. Samoa Joe has the adrenaline, has the momentum.
Head scissors takes Joe into the corner.
CM Punk creating a little bit of separation.
Cover!
Joe's got to start hooking those legs. taken so much punishment in this match that both men are moving that step slow. It's making it harder for them to capitalize on advantages.
Oh, Punk met with that kick. Joe now scores with a tope of his own, a fine form. Mark, I can't take it anymore. I see Mick Foley in the crowd. This atmosphere is incredible. I say let's go to the crowd. You gotta be a fan for something like this.
You know what, Jimmy, you're right. I think this match speaks for itself.
For Mark Nolte, I'm Jimmy Bauer. Enjoy the rest of this match and thank you for purchasing this home release. This is incredible!
Come on, guys, in the ring. In the ring, come on. You get in the ring. knees first, Joe. Let's go back to work. Knees on the ground. The root is out. Let's go back to work. Go. Up the head. Power drive. Let's go. Power drive. Let's go. Joe, come on, let's go. Joe. Pepsi, come on.
You know, there's a few things I'm certain about. Unfortunately, there's a lot more that I'm uncertain about. I know that I couldn't get the job done in 60 minutes. I know you couldn't get the job done in 60 minutes, Joe. I know for a fact that my Pepsi Plunge can beat you because it beat you in Boston. Unfortunately, I wasn't the one that got the pinfall thanks to homicide. I'm not sure that your Muscle Buster can pin me because you hit it as the time limit expired. I also know we can't do this again. If we can't be contained in 60 minutes, the answer is quite simple. Next time we meet, and there will be a next time, whether it's 4 months from now, whether it's 8 months from now, whether it's 1 year from now, I don't care if it's here in America, I don't care if it's in another country, I don't care if it's in ROH, but it will be for that belt, and it will be no time limit. And we'll find out exactly who is the king of ROH.
Second chance, punk. Second chance, punker. And you still didn't get the job done. Don't think you're getting any more. 60 minutes, but the job is to beat me, not to survive me. It was a good effort, but it's your last one.